This is Nadine with DIY Sweets. It's summertime, and when I think of summertime, I think of watermelon, I think of ice cream, I think of sherbet. Today we're going to make a healthy dessert that reminds me of summer. We're going to make what's called a watermelon bombe. The original recipe that I have for watermelon bombe calls for sherbet. But I'm making this even healthier. I'm going to be doing this with frozen yogurt, homemade frozen yogurt. That means it's going to take us about 3 days to make, unless you've got an ice cream maker with extra bolts. So we have to make 3 different flavors of frozen yogurt. Not going to take a lot of time each day, but it will take 3 days because you have to refreeze the bowl each time. So we're going to start by doing the outer layer of our watermelon bombe. And when you look at a watermelon, its color is green. So we're going to start with a green yogurt. And the flavor of our yogurt is going to be lime. So let's get started making our lime frozen yogurt. Our recipe calls for the zest of 1 lime. So this is our lime. And the zest is just this outer green skin. We don't want to get to the underneath part that's white. We just want to get the outer green skin. So you're going to use a very fine grater, and you're just going to, as we call it, zest off that skin. And I always stop and look, because once it starts getting to that white part, I want to stop and move to another area, because I just want the green part. Because the white part is very bitter. So as you see, I keep just doing a couple of strokes, checking, and moving to another spot. Sometimes a recipe will call for an exact amount, and sometimes it'll call for just 1 or 2 of the fruit. Whichever way it does it, you do it the way it says. This one calls for 1 lime. This is larger than a lot of limes, so I may not scrape it as much as I would if it's a smaller one. But basically, as you look at it, and you look here, scrape that off, I have some zest from our lime. And that's all we need. Our recipe also calls for lime juice. So we're going to squeeze some lime. It may take 3-4 limes to get, but we're going to go ahead and squeeze it. Now I have my citrus juicer, so it makes it a lot easier. All we're going to do is cut our limes in half and just push it on this until we have a cup of juice. You want to get as much of the juice out of each lime as you can. Some limes have a lot of juice, some limes don't. So you just want to keep working at it, trying to get as much as you can out of the lime. We have the 1 cup lime juice all squeezed out now. What we're going to do is we're going to take this lime juice and our agave nectar over to the stove. So I have the nectar in the pan, and I'm going to turn this up to a medium-high heat, and I'm going to whisk in my lime juice. Okay, I've got it whisked in. Now I want to bring it to a boil, and as soon as it comes to a boil, I'm going to turn the heat down to low, and then stir it again, and just cook it until the nectar is totally dissolved in. Okay, you'll see it's starting to bubble around the edges, not quite to a full boil yet. So we're just going to let it come to that boil. All right, you'll see this is really close to a boil. It's getting there. It's all around the edges. It's moving in. It is almost to that rapid boil. Okay, we have it at the boil, so we're going to turn it down to low. And we want it to simmer until that nectar is totally dissolved in. All right, we need this now to completely cool before we make the yogurt. So I'm just going to pour this into this cup so it can cool. Once this is cooled, we will be ready to add it to the other ingredients. I'm going to let it cool out of the fridge for about 5-10 minutes until there's no more steam coming off of it. Then I'll stick it in the fridge to get it cold. Once it's cold, we'll be ready to continue with our frozen lime yogurt. We'll be back when this is ready. Our agar nectar has chilled and is quite cold now. Now we're ready to mix the rest of our yogurt. So here's our yogurt, our 3 cups that we've measured out. We're going to add to it our lime zest and our lime juice and our nectar. Now we just want to mix this together till it's all mixed together. Now you'll notice this does not look very green. It has that lime flavor, but it doesn't look green. So what we're going to do to get it to look green is we're going to put just a couple of drops of green food coloring in it. We need to do this because watermelon rind is green. And so that's the purpose of making it lime flavored, and we also need it to look green. Now, I don't know yet if that was enough green. We'll mix it in and see if we need more or if that was enough. I'm going to add just a teeny bit more green. Okay, I'm going to add a lot more green and make this a more vibrant green. All right, this is now ready to be churned into frozen lime yogurt. Here is our bowl for freezing the yogurt. We just stick the paddle in, stick the cover on, and then pour in our lime yogurt. And then turn it on. I'm going to wipe this excess off because we don't need it. It's easier to wipe it off while it's fresh. Now this is going to churn for about 20 minutes. In that 20 to 25 minutes, you're going to see it go from this liquid state to a very creamy and thick frozen yogurt state. So just keep watching and see what it does. You can see it's starting to thicken up. It's not ready yet, but it is thickening up. So we'll just keep watching it till it gets thick. We're going to give it just about another minute or two, but you'll notice it's totally filled up. It's almost coming out the top. We want to make sure, though, it is completely no liquid in this. We're going to give it just a couple more minutes, and then we'll be ready to take it out of the oven. Look at how rich and creamy that is. We're done. We're ready now to put this frozen yogurt. You notice it's still very soft. We're going to put this in a bowl that has a lid and let it freeze, not till it's totally solid, but for a half an hour to an hour. So here's my bowl, and I'm just going to quickly scoop this luscious, delicious lime yogurt into my bowl. Then I'm just going to put a lid on this, and we're going to put this in the freezer hour or so, half an hour, till it's firm but still spreadable, because we want to spread this. So we'll be back when this is ready, and I'll show you how to put the first layer of our watermelon bombe together.